Alright, what is the crack? Anyway, for the past 30 years, a certain Italian plumber has been entertaining both kids and adults alike. And that plumber being none other than Mario. Originally first appearing in the arcade video game in 1981 called Donkey Kong, he has slowly evolved over the years to become one of gaming's biggest icons. Now, it's no surprise that I am a huge Mario fan. I've played nearly all of his games for almost 10 years now. And in honor of Mario's 35th anniversary, I'm going to be talking about all of the main Mario games. But I'm not going to be talking about them by myself. I've brought on some very swag individuals who are going to talk about their favorite Mario games. Now, we're going to be talking about the main Mario games, so no Paper Mario or Mario Party or any of the Mario Karts. Just the main 2D and 3D games. Maybe in the future I'll talk about them. Anyway, we're going to start off this list with the first Mario game released in 1985, which was... Now, the original Super Mario Bros. Was released in 1985 for the NES. That's almost 40 years ago, so it's quite an old game. But the most important thing, is the game still good? Well, it isn't an amazing game by today's standards, I can say that. Like, the graphics are a bit and it's a bit outdated. But it's actually still a very fun and addictive game. The level layout is fairly simple, you know, you get from point A to point B. It's simple, but it's still a lot of fun. I think the best way to describe this game is that it's old, but simple, and still has a lot of fun in it. I recently played the game on my Game & Watch, and it's so fun, you know, like, when I was a kid I used to try and beat the game, but now since I'm obviously older and such a pro gamer, I usually find myself just seeing how fast I can beat the game. It's a lot of fun, honestly. So yeah, the first Mario Brothers game is pretty good, you know. Obviously old, yes, but we're off to a good start. Anyway, on to the next Mario game, which is...
Okay, so when Zach tweeted out that he was wanting to do this project with people about reviewing Mario games, I was like, cool, I finally get to talk about one of my top 5s, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I was like, cool. I replied to the tweet and I was like, yeah. But after I made the tweet, I scrolled down and yeah. Zach DM'd me and was like, what game you want? And gave me a Google Doc of who everyone claimed already. Okay, so Galaxy got taken out, New Super Mario Bros. Got taken, and then I saw the most glorious, most amazing, multi-game of the year winner, the cream of the crop, Super Mario Bros. 2. It's time to... Don't listen to Donkey.
And then of course you have Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 2, Game of the Year, Super Mario Brothers 2, Odyssey shit.
This game is fucking stinky pile of shitty water that's been pissed on, bled on, and came on. This game is fucking awful.
Child. Anyway, so...
Okay, now I'm a seasoned Mario player. Like, come on now. I am the world record holder for how many fireballs thrown at another player in a 60-second interval in Smash Bros. Brawl. So when I say this game is shitty, it's fucking shitty. Okay, so blah de blah game came out originally on October 9th, 1988, blah de blah. It was a hard game, blah blah. It had several re-releases, blah fucking blah. Anyways, let me get to the juicy part, the fucking gameplay.
NVIDIA control panel, end task. It worked! 100% scaling. Show me that native 8K, baby! Wow!
Yep, that's it. Did you expect more? Well, you're dead fucking right! You can switch to Luigi and glide in the air as you jump. You can switch to Toad to run faster. And Peach, you can switch to Peach, or whatever this fucking meat mountain of a sprite this is, and hover in the air. Well, obviously Peach is the best pick. I couldn't beat the first level. 0 out of 5. Moving on!
Now, I know I said the first Mario game was a very fun and addictive game, right? Well, in my opinion at least, Super Mario Bros. 3 is an amazing, fun and addictive game. It improves on almost everything from the first two games. It has better graphics, it has better sound effects and music, it has better power-ups, it has more enemies, more worlds, more level layouts, just better everything in my opinion. The new power-ups they added to the game are so much fun, like the Super Leaf, the Tanuki suit, the Magic Wing, the Frog suit, the Hammer suit, and Goomba Shoe. And the graphics are a major improvement over the first two. They added shading and some more detail to the objects and characters, and it makes it look so much better, and it feels kind of like an SNES game. But still on the NES, obviously. I used to play this game non-stop as a kid, and I still play it recently. I think one thing that this game also does right is a good final boss battle. Like, with the first two, it's just kind of, you know, you jump and either jump on their heads or pull a little axe thing and then they're dead. But in this game you have to get Bowser to kill himself. Wow, that's kind of dark. Holy shit, I did not realize how dark that was. But yeah, this game just improves on almost everything in the first two games. It's fun, addictive, and just an amazing game. I highly suggest giving this game a go. Anyway, we're done with the NES line of Mario games. Now time to move on to the SNES line of Mario games, starting off with...
Okay, I'm not sure what happened with other DJ back there. Okay, let me just check what I do next. Okay, let me just oh fuck, Super Mario World. Oh, okay, let me just get out my notes. I don't know where my notes are. Okay, well, that's okay. Let me just go get my thinking cap. Much better. I'm thinking. I think. Controls, gameplay, it's perfect. The world has so many secrets that I didn't even know about as a child, and I even played the fuck out of this game. Power-ups in this game are the most unique they've ever been. The cave is so much fun. You don't have to press one button like with the Super Leaf, but you have to time it in order to get what you want. Movement is so much fun. Yoshi's so much fucking fun with the little Koopa shell elements. I think the only thing I'd ask for really is just better bosses. The whole world you mess in though is just so good. Oh, by the way, I should mention that I don't really have much of an explanation here as I do for Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario World is a little more simplistic with its 2D layout, not to mention that Zach will most likely send me to whatever Irish hell is. I wonder why he'd say that to me. Honestly, I think just the simplistic aspect of Super Mario World, it just makes it a lot more attractive. It's colorful, the world's entertaining to go around, the music is amazing. What more can I even begin to explain here? Just play it yourself, you'll get it. It's a weird comparison, but playing Super Mario World is like one of those little acid trips people get in movie scenes and all you see is just beautiful fucking colors. That's it. Nice colors, nice feelings, bingo. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this off with something super epic and funny. Here we go.
Super Mario 64 is a good game I'm not the biggest fan of. Look, this is a revolutionary game that was a major influence on early 3D game design, but it's not my favorite game to play, which I'll explain soon. But as for the good stuff, the moveset they made for Mario's 3D debut is really versatile and fun to use. You got the ground pound, the triple jump, the long jump, and more to maneuver around the levels. Mario's toolkit is great, but using that toolkit with the controls feels clunky and slippery, which isn't helped by the level design in the middle and end of the game being quite frustrating. I love early levels like Bomba Battlefield and Thwomp's Fortress, but the later ones like Tick-Tock Clock are just straight up frustrating. I do give it a slight pass because it was the first game of its time, but it's not my favorite Mario game to play in general. I just prefer Galaxy, Odyssey, and even 3D World to 64, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. Its open level design and controls were necessary to get video games where they are today, and even in the modern age, there's still a large community who loves speedrunning 64. So even if I'm not the biggest fan of Super Mario 64, I respect it a ton for what it's done with gaming as a whole. Hope you enjoyed this segment, make sure to tip your waiters, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hiya, you know who I am. Classic and amazing Mr. Mario Gaming. I'm here to talk about possibly my favorite Mario game of all time. Right next to Super Mario Hotel. Okay, that show's pretty gnarly. Woo! Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo! So what's there to say about Super Mario Sunshine? I mean, nothing really specific. It has really nice water. It's really pretty, actually. And the graphics for a GameCube game era is just, wow, it's really nice. Now, despite the fact that this game is very buggy, especially for the Switch port, I gotta say that besides all the bugs, this game is actually pretty good. Now, I'm not gonna get all bullshitty and defend this game to hell just because it's my favorite. I know this game's got issues, but listen, fuck those issues, because I'm only gonna tell you about the positive things, because I don't know, fuck you. Flood gives an excellent emphasis on great movement within the game. Mario 64 only had you jumping, diving, and backwards long jumping. I don't know how the hell you did that. But Sunshine has most of that. And you got Flood to add on. I feel as if Flood was the catalyst to start up Odyssey's Cappy parkour, or whatever you want to call it. Now, Super Mario Sunshine has differences between all its missions within the game, which make it unique, and some missions have exclusive content. Say, the casino level in Serena Beach, Yoshi's Little Adventure in Rico Harbor, Cave Sides in Bianco Hills, even a Sandbird in Gelato Beach.
We don't talk about the Sandbird, okay, guys?
Don't even get me started on the roller coaster in Peanut Park. And, you know, to add on with the great graphics, it's a sight to really see for a vacation for Mario. Though we're not gonna
talk about the pachinko machine, okay? That's no.
Hello, I'm Manuel D, and I was asked by the Irish moron himself, Zach Quinn, to talk about some Mario games. So let's discuss about... Let's take a trip back to 1996, the year where Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64 came out, a game that not only changed Nintendo, but also the gaming industry as a whole. I mean, this was one of the first 3D open world platformers, and that alone at the time was revolutionary. Sure, games like Bubsy 3D came out in the same year, but like, let's face it, who gives a single fuck about Bubsy 3D? Needless to say, the impact that Mario 64 had in the gaming world is very important. Millions of people still love it to this day, and it created a very passionate speedrunning community. So with all the love and just everything about it, it was expected to have either a remaster or a sequel. Then came the year 2004, originally titled Super Mario 64 x 4. The game was first shown in the multiplayer demonstration at E3 2004 before the Nintendo DS was revealed. A few months later, Nintendo announced an actual game, along with many others but still in development. At the Nintendo DS conference on October 7, 2004, the game was on demonstration again with new information revealed. The name was changed to Super Mario 64 DS, and 4 different characters would be used in a main single-player adventure. Then on October 21st, 2004, the game came out in Japan, and on March 11, 2005, the game came out in the US. The game became an overnight success, with having sold 11.6 million copies worldwide, and critics loving it, with them praising the system's capability and the game's overall content. However, the game isn't talked about as much as the original counterpart, but why is that? Well, there's only one way to find out. Mario 64 DS is basically what the name implies. It's Mario 64 for the Nintendo DS, and here my dumbass was thinking it was for the NES. Although they did add a couple of new stuff, like mini games, new stars, new boss fights, new levels, but most importantly, new playable characters. This game added around 4 new characters. Of course, there's Mario, but there's also Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario, each with their own specific stats and power-ups. For example, Yoshi can hover and can spit fire when he eats a flower, but Wario's more heavyweighted, but he can break black boxes that the other 3 playable characters can't, which adds a bit more layers to the gameplay, which makes it more enjoyable and inspired the player to experiment a bit more with the characters. Speaking of which, the game got an entire revamp in the visuals department, and it looked pretty good. They were able to make these already iconic stages look even better, and a quick reminder that they were able to do this on a handheld console in 2004, so needless to say that people were pretty impressed. Man, this game is so good. I wonder why people don't remember as fondly as the original. Oh, that's why. Listen, I've seen so many people cry and whine about the D-pad being the sole reason why people hate this game, and while yes, I did have my gripes with it, it's not that bad. Like, it's just a nitpick, you guys. It's not unplayable. It's still pretty fluent at the end of the day. So, overall, while this might be a controversial opinion, I personally like 64DS more than the original. Sure, it never truly got to play the original right since I've only played the 3D All-Stars version of it, and while I have heard that it isn't the best. But even then, I still like 64DS a bit more. With better visuals, better content, and surprisingly complex gameplay, it's safe to say that this is definitely my go-to way to play this iconic 3D platformer.
Before I start, I'd like to thank Zach for letting me be a part of this. With that being said, the Mario game I will be talking about is New Super Mario DS. This game was my first Mario game I have ever played, and it's a game that I have the fondest memories of, thanks to my grandma. So, the plot of the game is like every Mario game. Peach is kidnapped, and your goal throughout the game is to travel to the 8 amazing worlds the game provides you. You beat Bowser and also save Peach. While you do have your typical worlds like Fire World, Sand World, and Ice World, each world is unique in how it's approached, and the wide range of enemies makes this game stand out so much. This game also adds 2 new power-ups to help you along your journey, the Mega Mushroom and the Blue Shell Mushroom. The Mega Mushroom makes Mario grow to a giant. In this form, you are capable of killing every enemy in your way. With the Blue Shell, Mario has the ability to wear it on his back and roll through the stage like a boss. This power-up does allow you to plan out when and where you want to use it, so use it wisely, amigos. This game also has an awesome multiplayer mode, where you and a friend are able to play together through DS Download. I used to use this mode all the time with my friends. It's probably the reason why I failed that math test.
F's for everybody!
While most Mario games nowadays are better in graphics and world building, this game was my first introduction into Mario. Now, a New Super Mario DS may have its flaws, but it's in its simplicity and level design and multiplayer functionality that makes this one of my favorite Mario games. With that being said, my name is Ramen. You have a good night.
If you don't know me, I'm a fan of Mario. Whether it be the DS game I spent most of my early childhood playing, or Mario Kart DS, nothing encapsulates childhood mindless yet colourful bliss like a Mario game. So when my uncle gave me his Wii along with a new game, Super Mario Galaxy, I was more than ecstatic to say the least. The game's objective is the same as any other. Peach is kidnapped and you've got to save her. But goddamn, this game is cinematic. This looks way different when you contrast it to the opening of Mario DS or the original Mario Bros, which is just... yeah. The plot follows the tried and true formula of going to different worlds, in this case planets, and clearing them. Then fight Bowser and save the princess. The colours of this game are amazing. Just how different this game feels to any of its predecessors. The game feels stylistically different, and that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, I love the Super Mario series that they've got going, but it feels really bland when you compare it to games like Odyssey, and especially when you compare it to Galaxy. The new enemies in this game are also really cool, like this one, and this one. The new characters in this game like Rosalina and the Lumas are also really cool. To be honest, I'm happy they put Lumas in this game over just having Toads. Their designs are simplistic, but very appealing. I also just really love the change of setting in this game. Space is a much more creative and fun theme when in contrast to say a desert or an acorn forest or something. The soundtrack to this game is also really good. I listen to a lot of songs from it pretty frequently. I would play you some, but with Nintendo's copyright system, I don't want to risk this video getting blocked.
Just please go listen to the soundtrack for yourself, it's really good. Something I'd like to tack on before I end my segment is Galaxy is one of the only reasons I bought 3D All-Stars. I don't have much care for 64 or Sunshine, but Galaxy is a game I hold near and dear. It's one of my earliest Mario games and it's one I treasure a lot. Anyways, check out my channel and make some pretty cool stuff, thank you.
Now, New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii was one of my personal favorite Mario games growing up. I got the game with my Wii on Christmas Day along with Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which by the way is a great game. I don't get why people hate it so much, it's such a good game. Anyway, I loved New Super Mario Bros. Wii as a kid. I would play it non-stop and I remember always trying to find little secrets hidden in the game. After not playing the game for almost 8 years, what do I think of it? Well, it's New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii. That's it. There's nothing really to say about the game that hasn't been said already. It's a 2D Mario game for the Wii, and it's a decent 2D Mario game at that. There's 8 different worlds you can explore, and you have to fight Bowser's children at the end of all of them. You have to beat Bowser's children for him. Do the work for Bowser. Oh, I'm not gonna get cancelled one day, I swear to God. The levels in this game are honestly pretty okay. They're not amazing like Galaxy or Odyssey. The levels are pretty okay, but there is one other world, World 9, which you get after completing the whole game, and it's pretty cool. There's nothing else to really say. Super Mario Bros. Wii is a pretty good 2D Mario game. It's nothing amazing, but it's nothing terrible. It's pretty good. I wonder if the next Mario game will be any better. Well, let's go on to it then, shall we? Okay, I'ma be honest, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is easily one of my favorite Mario games of all time. I remember originally renting this game from Xdivision. Does anyone remember Xdivision? Kind of like Blockbuster, but better in every single way? No? Okay then. But yeah, I remember renting it and then playing it when I got home, and I instantly fell in love with this game. Like, it opens up with, like, you know, Mario just walking to the castle, and then you see Bowser, and he's fucking humongous, and as a kid, I did get quite scared, I'm not gonna lie, because Bowser was really, really big and scary. But still, though, it was so cool. And, also, I never returned the game to Xdivision, so yeah, sorry. But yeah, the game is simply amazing. Like, while it is kind of the same as Galaxy 1 in terms of controls and graphics, it still has incredible new levels that you can play on and has amazing new bosses. The worlds feel like so amazing and new. Apparently Galaxy 2 was supposed to be kind of an add-on or an expansion pack to Galaxy 1, but they ended up making a sequel. And it shows. The levels in this game are fucking amazing. Also, the Bowser fights are also freaking amazing. Especially the final one with this epic music playing and you're flying around in space and you're throwing balls at him. Balls. It's just simply amazing. That's the best way to describe this game. It's simply amazing. Like, it has great graphics, great music, great boss fights. It's just a great game in my opinion. Like, honestly, I give it a 10 out of 10. Anyway, I wonder if the next Mario game is going to be any good. I guess we'll have to wait and see. New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS. This game came out? I thought this game was just something from my imagination years ago. This game was made and released? Last time I played it was about 6 years ago, but I remember it. And I remember it being pretty mediocre. So yeah, New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's a 2D Mario game for the 3DS. What's the game about, you say? Peach gets kidnapped and Mario and Luigi gotta save her. I want to say more about it, but I really can't. Like, honestly, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is just probably one of the most bland Mario games out there. Like, it feels like it exists simply because, hey look, New Super Mario Brothers on the 3DS. It's like the original New Super Mario Bros., but it has slightly better graphics. and has the Koopa Kids in it, or Bowser's Little Accidents. But yeah, honestly, from what I remember, this game was just incredibly okay. I remember, like, the main selling point was that you had to try and collect 1,000,000 coins, and if you did collect 1,000,000 coins, you get this screen. Okay. Like, it's obvious Nintendo was trying to, like, make a selling point with this game, so they just said, hey, how about you get, like, a bunch of coins? The game is just lots and lots of coins. It feels boring, man. Like, I want to like this game, but, like, I can't really play it since I have a 3DS. I'm going off my memory. I am writing this, but, like, I'm going off memory, but this game was just so, like, I mean, obviously, was it fun? Yes, but, like, it was boring as well. Like, it's nothing new. I think of things to say about New Super Mario Bros. 2, but there really isn't. It's just okay. I don't know what else to add. Honestly, yeah, this game is just very okay. I'd give it like 5 out of 10. Would I play it again? I'd actually rather play Super Mario 64 DS. I'd leave this game to the side.
Ah, the 3DS, everyone's favorite rotting corpse. Let's face it, while we all loved the 3DS back in the day, let's face it, it's one of those consoles that just refuses to die. But back in the day, the 3DS had a hard time being successful. It was one of those consoles where Nintendo just said, hey, I know our console kind of sucks right now, but we promise good games are coming on the way, we promise. And that's exactly what happened, because in 2011, Nintendo not only promised a new 2D Mario game, but also a 3D Mario game as well. Now, to give context, a new 3D Mario game is basically a holiday for us Nintendo fans. Whenever we get one, you bet that we will be excited. What I love about every single 3D Mario game is that each of them have their own personality, with Sunshine being a tropical themed, while Galaxy has a, well, space theme. Even games like 3D World have their own jazzy feel to them. So, why am I mentioning all of this? Well, that's because 3D Land doesn't have one. Now, I'm not saying that 3D Land is a bad game by any chance, but my biggest problem with it is that it's one of the most forgettable 3D Mario games out there. But why though? Well, let's find out. Now, the best way for me to describe 3D Land is just a 3D version of a new Super Mario Bros. Game. Because that's basically what it is. Every 3D Mario game like 64 and Sunshine have their own open world feel to them, but 3D Land is basically the most linear game we have gotten so far. It's basically, you get to point A to point B. It isn't a bad thing, far from it in fact. While linear, it also gives it its own sense of uniqueness to it. However, the downside to it is Mario's moveset. While I like the movement in 3D Land, it's fluent, it's fun, it's simple to understand, it's limited to just jumps and runs. There's no new gimmick here, or even something to make it stand out. Which leads me to my biggest problem with the game. It is one of the most basic Mario games that I've ever played. The visuals are great, don't get me wrong, but the level in a design perspective is neither interesting or original in the slightest. It's stuff we have seen before and done way better in other Mario games. Not even the music can save this game. I'll give the new Super Mario Bros. Games this. Their music fucking slaps. The music in 3D Land can literally just be stock music from iMovie. So at the end of the day, Super Mario 3D Land is probably one of the most mid-Mario experiences I've ever had in a long while. Like I said, it's not a bad Mario game, but it's definitely one of the most forgettable. Not even a playable Luigi can save this game.
Okay, so, new Super Mario Bros. U. What do I have to say about this game that hasn't been said already? It's a 2D Mario game for the Wii U, a console that failed. I don't know what to say about this game. Like, I really don't. This game is just incredibly meh to me. Like, it's not good, it's not great, it's meh. There's nothing in here that's new. It's just like, it's the same like it's just the exact same like the other ones. It's just incredibly bland. If I were to give it 1 point, I like the world layout. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's really it. There's nothing else I can say about this game. This game is, it's okay, I guess. It's not an amazing game, not at all. But it's not a downright terrible game, it's just a really, really bland game. Nothing else to say, the story is the same, you know? Peach gets taken by Bowser. That's it. I played this game, like, 2 days ago, and I remember nothing from it. Like, at least with New Super Mario Bros. 2, that had, like, a thing. You collect coins, and that's it. But, like, with this game, there's really nothing. It's just so freaking generic. Like, I wouldn't mind playing this game again, but I'm not going out of my way to play it. God, no. This game is just incredibly meh, in my opinion. Is it worth the money? Is it worth playing? Honestly, just get GTA San Andreas. Nah, but this game isn't worth it, if I'm gonna be honest. Don't bother wasting your money on this game. That's all there is to say. Next game, please.
Whenever it comes to the Mario fanbase, they aren't as divided as other fanbases are. Take for example the Sonic fanbase, where the entire thing is a Frankenstein monster of people who have no idea what they want, preferring different styles of gameplay. And for Mario, there's really only two gameplay styles, 3D and 2D. You do have RPGs in that one weird puzzle game from 2015, but I won't get into that here. I'm a massive fan of 3D Mario. Every 3D Mario game, bar Sunshine, is in my top 10 games, but I'm also a big fan of 2D Mario. Growing up playing New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. I couldn't even beat the first level, mind you, but listen, it doesn't matter. These two gameplay styles were merged in the amalgam that would be known as Super Mario 3D Land. A good game. It's just good. I played it in October 2020 and it's alright. However, when I was a kid, I was dumbfounded. So what changed in my life to make me no longer hold Mario 3D Land to that high of a standard? Mario 3D World, baby! Ayo bruh, I love Mario 3D World. I would even argue it's the best Mario game, and it's something I may talk about in my channel at some point in the future as well. But Mario 3D World is the accumulation of everything in Mario's 28 years at that point, having smooth, buttery gameplay, excellently designed levels, crazy fun multiplayer that is leagues above every other Mario game, an incredible final challenge level, 5 playable characters, dog. Need I say more? I'd say that's enough to make it a pretty great game on its own. But it wasn't all good in the Lord Andrew household, as sometime in 2015, my Mario 3D World disc, broke. It didn't snap in half or anything, it just stopped working, and I was unable to play the game for 6 years until Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury came out, where I would go on to 100% the game in under 4 days. God, I need a hobby. Bowser's Fury is the most unique thing to come from the Mario franchise in the past 5 years, as they actually make Bowser interesting, and the game itself has a compelling premise. Some giant motherfucker comes out every 5 minutes and tries to kill you. Now when you have 80 cat shines and you need a few more via blocks that only Fury Bowser can break, yeah, it can be a bit annoying, but hey, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is a genuinely good deal, under the pretense that if they can sell Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $60, this game is a steal.
"15 years. That's how much of a gap was between Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Odyssey. Sure, we had a lot of 3D Mario games within those 15 years. Super Mario Galaxy had tight platforming wrapped around a story with a grand scale. Super Mario Galaxy 2 refined the gameplay from the first game, and admittedly had more fun and unique gameplay. Super Mario 3D Land was a short and simple yet fun romp that showcased just how impressive the hardware capabilities of the 3DS console were. And Super Mario 3D World was an overlooked joy, refining the gameplay style of 3D Land with more inspired and unique courses, and was able to nail down multiplayer for an extremely fun and fulfilling game. But none of those games, which were considered 3D Mario games, had the same appeal as Sunshine or even 64. Those two were heavily reliant on dropping the player on massive maps and having them complete missions that required them to go to different kingdoms or areas and achieve different feats. Meanwhile, the other games I previously mentioned, while extremely fun, all had a similar approach of getting from point A to point B. It felt linear, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. but players were clamoring for that feeling that Sunshine and 64 gave them, myself included. Well, my prayers were answered on October 27th, 2017, when Super Mario Odyssey released on the Nintendo Switch to critical and commercial acclaim. The last time we saw any major news on Odyssey before its release was E3 2017, and if those impressions were anything to go off of...
What? Body possession!
What is going on? Nowhere! No way!
Yeah, people were pretty excited to say the least. But that's enough rambling for now. You all want me to talk about the game. I got it on launch day and was sweating with anticipation while inserting the cartridge into the Switch. I booted it up and started playing. I finished my playthrough of the game about a month later. So, is Super Mario Odyssey a good game? No. Super Mario Odyssey is a fucking amazing game. I know there are going to be some people who disagree with me and my take, so at the very least, allow me to explain. Super Mario Odyssey takes the free-form mission-like nature of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine and amplifies it tenfold. 64 and Sunshine had this quirk to them, where every time you would collect a Power Star or a Shine Sprite respectively, you would be booted out of the area and sent back to the hub world. This boot-out system really took me out of my immersion while playing these games. I understand that it makes sense seeing as how the hardware for both of these games couldn't really rebuild the levels with a new mission structure, especially if that means that the map had to be completely rebuilt. But that's the thing. More often than not, that was not the case, and with Super Mario 64 specifically, that was almost never the case. It really rubs salt in the wound when the 100 coin star mission in Mario 64 doesn't boot you out, and every other star does. Super Mario Sunshine kind of sort of has a bit more of an excuse, as more often than not the changes you make per mission actually did restructure the map in some way, shape, or form, but that didn't make it any less infuriating. Not to mention Sunshine is guilty of something else that we'll discuss later. Meanwhile, Super Mario Odyssey relishes in its constant flow of gameplay. In this game, you're collecting Tower Moons to power up your ship to take you to different kingdoms around the world. The game only requires you to collect 124 moons to beat the game, which is already more than the total stars available in 64 and Sunshine. But in total, there are 880 unique moons for you to collect over all these kingdoms, 999 if you buy more from the shop. Each time you collect a Power Moon, you get a jingle and a victory pose from Mario, as well as a description of the moon you just earned. And then you're right back into playing. No being taken back to your ship, no being sent to a different kingdom and having to trek your way back. You just keep playing. And let me tell you, playing this game is like a rush of endorphins to my brain from start to finish. 64 and Sunshine give Mario a versatile moveset to complete the missions of each kingdom, but they never really rewarded you for going off the beaten path with this moveset. In Odyssey, the philosophy is, if you can see something, there is a way to get there, and you'll be aptly rewarded for going there. Mario's got his standard jumping and running, as well as some staples from previous Mario games, like the triple jump, the long jump, the backflip, the side flip, and the aerial dive. These are all great tools to traverse the areas as is, but now Mario has a new addition to his moveset: his hat. Mario is able to throw his hat and have it stay there for a few seconds. From there, there's so many possibilities. You can jump on your hat, you can dive on your hat, you can just watch it spin there for a few seconds, wondering how the heck it does that. It's really up to you. This addition allows Mario to traverse to places that he wouldn't be able to on his own. He can reach new heights, cross longer gorges, and if you're skilled enough with the moveset, you can reach places that seem impossible otherwise, and as mentioned earlier, you'll be rewarded for it. The ideal way to play the game is with the Joy-Cons detached using some motion controls, but I played it handheld or docked with a Pro Controller the whole time, and it still played extremely nicely. On that note, the levels in which you'll be moving around in are diverse and extremely fun to explore. You've got the beautiful and untouched Cascade Kingdom, the relaxing and warm Seaside Kingdom, the Winter Wonderland Snow Kingdom, and the Fiery and Delicious Luncheon Kingdom. All of these kingdoms utilize their unique gimmicks and layouts to their advantage, and allow you to get optimal playtime on each of them, with moons spread out to every corner of the maps, which will get you interacting with areas that seem unreachable at first, yet completely are. My personal favorite kingdom is the Sand Kingdom. I don't have any reason why, I really just find something so satisfying about rolling down these sand dunes and building up speed. And I haven't even mentioned the capturing mechanic. Thanks to the help of Cappy, Mario is able to take over the bodies of enemies, obstacles, and other NPCs in order to complete certain missions for moons. As soon as you take control of something, the controls are displayed on screen, so you're never really lost as to how to handle something like a Goomba or a Bullet Bill. This allows Mario even more freedom as to how you get around and get to certain points. Each kingdom has unique capturable objects, so it never feels like it's getting too stale. We've discussed Odyssey's freedom of movement, but how about the freedom of how you want to play? In Super Mario 64, you only need 70 stars to beat the game, and for the most part, depending on how many stars you have the freedom to pick and choose which levels you want to complete. For example, if you never want to go to Jolly Roger Bay, you really don't have to. Unfortunately, a lot of these stars are locked behind other stars, so if there's a level you like and you want to get all the stars, but you're stuck at one star in particular, then you're SOL. This isn't always the case, but it happens enough to become quite a bit of a nuisance. Super Mario Sunshine only requires you to need 50 Shine Sprites to beat the game. Unfortunately, it also requires you to beat the Shadow Mario mission of every single level, which is always the 7th mission, and just like 64, Shine Sprites are locked behind other Shine Sprites, so that means that no matter what, you'll need to beat the first 7 missions of every single level, no matter how you feel about them. That's kind of a dick move. Odyssey does have some required moons in order to progress the story in the form of the multi-moon, which equates to 3 moons in 1. All in all though, the story moons don't even take up 10% of the total moons you need. I think it's barely 5%, but I'm too lazy to do the math right now. Hell, in order to even leave a kingdom for the first time, you'll be required to find more moons on the side, but don't fret, since there are moons literally everywhere, so you can pick and choose which moons you want to get. On the topic of moons, as mentioned before, there's 880 unique moons to collect in Super Mario Odyssey. One of the major gripes I see about this game is the abundance of moons isn't justified with how simplistic their unlock requirements are, and there's definitely an argument there, but I'd like to counter with a few things. 1. Most of the moons available don't take a lot of time to achieve them, so certain tasks being repeated aren't a huge deal, and those that do often require more time sunk into them have you go exploring these beautiful landscapes again, so I'm not really complaining there. 2. You only need 124 moons to beat the game, and there are more than enough extra moons that are substantial enough to quench your insatiable appetites. And 3. Bench Friends. Bench Friends has become a bit synonymous with the Mario Odyssey haters for exemplifying the moon problem to the nth degree. It requires you to sit down next to a random NPC on a bench, and then you get the moon. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty stupid and really doesn't make much sense. And yet it is my favorite moon in the entire game. It doesn't take long to complete, but it allows you to slow down and take in the moment. This random NPC is having a rough time, and the fact that you would just sit down next to someone you don't even know and just listen to him talk about his problems is enough to shift him into a positive mood, and that's where Mario Odyssey shines. Its charm. Super Mario 64 has bursts of charm here and there, and Super Mario Sunshine definitely isn't lacking in the charm department with its sunny locales and interconnected levels. But Super Mario Odyssey is just oozing with charm from every corner of the game. The levels are teeming with friendly and unique NPCs, the music is popping, you can dress Mario to play through almost the entire game in just his underwear. Coins actually have a use in this game via the shops. The story shines a new light on both Bowser and Peach. The boss fights are all unique in their own ways. There's several mini-sections in levels that act as their own separate platforming challenges, and some even offer a more challenging hatless alternative. There's so much more that I could talk about in terms of the charm this game has to offer, and just the game in general. But just talking about it doesn't do the game any justice. It's not the perfect game, far from it. Why do you enjoy my pain? But I hope that, at the very least, I was able to convince you that Super Mario Odyssey is a stellar game, warts and all. And hey, even if I wasn't, that's fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. Super Mario Odyssey is a 3D sandbox mission-based Mario game that not only allows players to take risks and explore wherever they want, but they reward and encourage it. It lets players decide which challenges they want to try, with very little halting their progress. And, it should go without saying at this point, but it is one of the most charming games out there. And honestly, when it comes to Mario, I couldn't ask for anything else.
Spin the wheel, take a chance. Every journey starts a new romance. A new world's calling out to you. Return off the path, find a new addition to the cast. You know that any captain needs a crew. Take it in stride as you move side to side. They're just different points of view. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. Come on and jump up in the air. Jump without a care. Jump up 'cause you know that I'll be there. And you can find your short of joy. Don't break us down for to come through that stage. Now you got panache. So let's do the Odyssey. Odyssey, yes, see. 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 Odyssey, Odyssey.
Oh, and Luigi's here too, I guess.
Alright, that has been every single main Mario game reviewed. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to thank all the other people who are in this video. Subscribe to them, they are amazing, they are so talented and deserve so much attention. Check them out, and yeah. Again, thanks for watching. This video has been kind of a passion project, and I'm so glad I finally got to make it and release it and have you all watch it and enjoy it, hopefully. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna take a little break from YouTube now because I am destroyed from editing this. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now.